here. You're watching the Forensic SEO Audit, so I'm going to go through and do a Forensic SEO Audit on this guy here. Let's check him out with two different kinds of software I've got running here. Let's see here. Let's launch this one here. And it's trying to rank for SEO blog writing tools. Let's run that here. Okay, let's do that. And so we got that going there. All that yammering on probably didn't help. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Let's reload this guy. Let's audit this page for SEO blog writing tools. Where is it for SEO blog writing tools? Where is it currently ranking here? Let's do a test search. Let's go to a clean URL. Let's see here. Is it ranking for it? Those are all sponsored. Let's see. Don't see it, so it's not on page 1 for me, so we can expect there's something here. It's not on page 1. Okay, we'll go with that. We'll go here. Let's also go here. Let's go back to the dashboard here. And this is actually in Replit. This is the test version. Let's run it here as well and see what we can see. Okay, so it's still checking out for SEO blog writing tools. This guy has already come back with the logic core. So again, it's like the intent is to rank the page for that keyword. We need to look at the core web vitals. We need to look at the URL structure. We need to look at the internal linking. We need to know the sheet. We need to avoid optimization. We need content freshness. We need authority building. We need entity trust signals. We need author profile. We need external links. We need to avoid over-optimization while doing it, and we have to manage the sentiment. Also, we have to look at CRO optimization, content structure, AIO optimization as well is a new thing. So we've gotten the data back here. So the raw data here we have back. So it's not on page 1 for SEO blog writing tools, we know. The page 1 landscape is dominated by high authority domains, including marketer, milk, medium, content, elect, SEO writing AI, Reddit, phrase, et cetera, et cetera. So some heavy hitters, which are obviously going to be a problem. The SERP includes an AI overview, video carousels. So that's important. Also, just to forensically look to see what is this SERP dominated by. That's probably the first thing. I forgot to do that. So let's take a look here. SEO blog writing tools. So this has sponsored results is the first. So again, you should check to see if SEO blog writing tools has any conversion power. If it does, you might want to bid on it. If the ratios work out, my tool CVR predictor will tell that to you. It'll say if you bid this and you make this and it converts at this, then you're going to make this much, and yes, you should bid or no, you should not. But otherwise, there's no AI overview here, which is interesting for me anyway. This is in US. Here's a forensic tool. Change this US to TV to Tuvalu. And see, the Tuvalu version does get an AI overview. So there is an AI overview it will share for this. Okay. So you do want to make sure it doesn't really change the SEO you're going to do, but you do want to get in an AI overview for this. Oakley dokley. So brand visibility, it ranks for its own brand name, but it lacks visibility for competitive non-brand terms. That's important. Brand visibility is an important factor. SEO blog writing tools has a search volume of 140 per month. The competition is considered low, but again, you can't trust this because this is data for SEOs or SEMrush's competition score, and they have no idea what the real ranking factors are. So they have no idea how to tell you what the actual difficulty for it is actually going to be. I'm currently rebuilding from scratch my keyword agent, which will tell you how tough each keyword is from an SEO perspective. My CVR predictor will tell you how tough each keyword is from a Bing ads or Google ads perspective, or Chat GPT ads or a Perplexity ads. If they sell keyword related ads, then it's keyword related traffic. The related keywords that you might want to go for that are bigger look like this. AR writer generator, for example. So the backlink profile, 294 total backlinks, which is 89 referring main domains. So that's fine. A bunch of these are no follow. We don't care about that. This is how old it is. The IP address, right? Keywords, the top. It has Instagram shutout price, Instagram shutout cost. So it's still not really, according to this, now this could be wrong, but according to this, it's not really ranking, according to data for SEO, it's not really ranking number one yet for anything, which is fine. It needs to do a lot more work. Free AI press release generator. Technical and content structure loads at 200. That's good. The load time is 1.58 seconds. 1.47 to being interactive. The title tag is SEO blog writing tool, boost your blog, AI powered content. Meta description is as such. What we were trying to rank here for, it was SEO blog writing tools. Do they have the words SEO blog writing tool in here? They do. SEO blog writing tool. So this is a demotion factor right here. You cannot have the EMQ in the meta description. So there's another, a forensic analysis is the post-mortem as to why the thing is not ranking. That's what we mean by a forensic SEO audit. And so forensically, I can tell you this is the poison pill that's partly killing you here. I don't care how long it is because they will use the meta description or they won't. So it doesn't really matter from a ye olde SEO perspective. The word count's probably long. You probably have watered down semantic, but I can't tell that until I rebuild my on-page agent and does proper on-page scoring. The heading analysis, we don't have SEO blog writing tools in there. That's fine. And we don't have that, presumably, as long as if your competitors have the EMQ in the H1, then you need it as well. If they don't, then you don't. Well, I still wouldn't put it in the H1. I'd put it in the top 100, quite frankly. And so you have all of that. Blah, blah, there's all the data. Great. And your top competitors. Fantastic. Okay. So what was the final, let's move over here then. What was the final recommendation for my SEO master agent? So here's the final verdict after it ran through a lot. So it thinks it has a critical misalignment. The page currently focuses a product feature page, but is attempting to rank for a commercial investigation keyword. That is a very astute forensic insight. Is that, and this is, when you get deeper into conversion rate optimization, CVR predictor will say something similar in that, did you know that it's not just informational, transactional, or transactional queries. There's commercial queries, which is different than transactional query. A commercial query is where they're not ready to transact, but they have a commercial interest. A transactional query is when they're ready to go. So if I could use a slightly risque metaphor, a commercial investigation is when you're still at dinner. A transactional query is when you've stopped your grinning and dropped your linen, so to speak. They're ready to go. The verdict also, you cannot force a me-centric sales page to rank for a we-centric search query. That again is a very insightful observation, forensic observation. You see why I like this way of doing it better? People will just give me a list, Josh. I just want a list. I don't want to read. I don't want to think. Well, maybe you do. Maybe you do want to read and maybe you do want to think if you want to succeed at SEO. Just saying. That's like saying, just let me punch the bag, Josh. I don't want to practice any grappling if I want to win at UFC. I think you're going to get grappled and choked out if that's your answer. I think you don't really have a choice. If you want to compete in the UFC, you're going to have to do both and be good at both. Sorry, he said in his Canadian accent. That's just the way it is, eh? Sorry. Okay. Users searching for tools, plural, want an unbiased comparison, not a sales pitch for a single solution. Yes, that is, again, a very good insight. Now, between you and me and the YouTube call, and is my voice working now? If is anyone listening or watching now? Is my voice working now? If my voice is working now and you can hear me now, let me know. There are 5 people watching now, so let me know if I'm still echoing all over the place. I apologize for the earlier issue of me echoing all over the place. And if you have any questions, please by all means throw them in there. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, here. And so, between you and me and the YouTube call, yes, between you and me, yes, it's just SEO, but it has to be better SEO, right? It has to be actually useful for people, and it actually has to do what they need and have what they expect. The more you deviate from what they expect, the more problems you're going to have. So this executive summary is still quite important. And quite frankly, I like this way of getting the data and understanding it better. But I mean, I'm a philosopher. I read philosophy, so I like extracting knowledge from like a block of text like this, right? Okay, so it says you must pivot from a magazine to a magazine quality listicle format. I don't know that you need to go for a listicle format, whatever the fuck that means. I hate all the acronyms that the SEO community has. Because they're almost always wrong. But magazine quality is not. You definitely need to be like, this is quality enough information and useful enough and helpful enough with enough experience and expertise and actual raw testing showing and demonstrating you know what you're talking about, that it could show up in a magazine. Yes, every web page needs to be that. But don't worry, the AI can make that for 90% of pages. So you don't have to worry about it. You could use the expertise that people just put out there for free. The way Google's used it, you can use it too. Okay, so it's pushing on its strategic pivot. There's a confirmed intent mismatch. It has an ego problem. It talks exclusively about your own product. Google's helpful content systems prioritize unbiased, comprehensive answers. This is true. So you have to look like you're more unbiased, have a more comprehensive answer. More or less. Does that mean you need to mention your competitors? Not really. You just need to be saying the same data points that they're saying. You can push your own thing. However, if you're still not ranking and my AI is telling you this, then yeah, you do. Then you do need to change it. Then you do need to be like other affiliate websites that do mention their competitors, but they put this one first and they prioritize it and say this is their choice. And 90% of people will go with that. And so you still will get the clicks, so to speak. And it even said the same thing. It says, place your tool as the number 1 recommendation, but honestly review 4 to 6 competitors, Surfer, Jasper, Phrase. The benefit, this satisfies the user intent, search intent. So again, this is brilliant. This thing has some SEO wisdom in it from my SEO logic core and the logic I have of it, the way it does a chain of thought ideation. Far better than this thing, quite frankly, which gave you a 10 out of 100, a 10% grade, a grade of an F, because of one critical, 2 high priority, and two medium issues. But we'll get to that in a second. And did this one work here as well? This one didn't even run. Did this run? I guess that didn't run. Or something broke on that. I'm not sure. Okay, benefit, it will do the thing and you have an editor's choice. On-page optimization, this is something different. Logic core validation, focus on clarity and CTR over strict character limits. The title tag is likely too generic or brand focused. It needs a compelling hook that promises a solution. A draft could be 7 best SEO blog writing tools for higher rankings. Now, this SEO logic core, I haven't educated with the same logic I gave to this one. And so right now, it's letting you, if you want to rank for SEO blog writing tools, you can't put 7 best in front of it. That's a different entity. The 7 best SEO blog writing tools is a different idea than SEO blog writing tools. So either you change what you want to rank for, or you can't have that there. You can't have 7 best there. So sadly, this is some bad advice. You see, it's really hard to educate people as to how SEO actually works. That's why I excel at teaching SEO in SEO University. But it's also very hard to teach an AI how it actually works and not give bad advice. This is again why you cannot rely on free SEO tools. You cannot rely on any SEO tool that is just a GPT wrapper. You just can't. It will destroy your SEO. It'll work for 3 months. It'll seem like it's growing. Then it'll all fail. You'll never know why. And then you'll have to buy Google Ads. You'll have no choice. Luckily, I have a solution for you there too that will save you from the 50% taxation rate and bring that down to like 10%, hopefully. Or actually, in truth, it'll bring down your taxation rate, but really what it's going to do is increase the money you're making. So it'll change the ratio as if I brought down the taxation rate. I can't actually I can show you how to bid on cheaper keywords as well. So you're not bidding on the most expensive ones, just to be precise. But in some cases, you will still bid on the most expensive one, and it'll be the 50% taxation rate, but you'll make more money converting because it's a higher converting query. So the ratio will be different. So instead of making $50,000 a year with a 50% taxation rate, you make $150,000 a year with a 50% taxation rate. You're up 50 grand from 25 to 75 as the net. 25 to 100, whatever I said. Yeah, 25 to 75 as the net. You're up 50 grand. Numbers. Okay. Okay, good. Although I do like how this is sexy with the title, with the date signal though. Do not underestimate a date signal. Freshness, we've known this for years. Freshness is a ranking factor, and it still is. Use it. You're like, but Josh, I have evergreen content. Great. Well, then why don't you just leave those ranking points on the table then? It's like saying, Josh, my high kick is so good, I don't need to bother with punching. Okay, well, I guess you can just never bother with punching in UFC. Wrong. It's just wrong. It's just wrong. And I'm sorry, folks who don't know anything about UFC or sports in general with these metaphors. If I could think of a better one, I have very toxic masculinity metaphors, right? Dating, sex, fighting. Sorry, I'm a high testosterone kind of guy. I could use other metaphors. I'll use other metaphors. I'll be softer, no problem. I can do that. Hey, I'm flexible. I can do that. Okay. Current issue. There's a mismatch with a target keyword. Recommendation. The top SEO blog writing tools every marketer needs. The top SEO blog writing tools is different than SEO blog writing tools. Those are two different ideas. And so you are now competing against yourself, right? If you're trying to rank for SEO blog writing tools because the keyword agent told you that's the one that makes the most money and is easiest to rank for. And again, my keyword agent will be out again very soon. We're rebuilding it from scratch. That's the one you want to go for. If that's the one you want to go for, because the keyword tool said so, the AI said that's easier to rank for, makes more money, so overall the combined score is better to go for, then the top SEO blog writing tools, that's a different page. You have the top SEO blog writing tools on one page, then you have a general introduction to SEO blog writing tools on another page. They have different content. They could be 70% the same, they could be 90% the same, not in terms of actual writing, but in terms of topic. They can't be duplicate content. And that's fine. You're like, Josh, isn't that duplicate content? No. Duplicate content is specifically when you say the exact same thing, page 1 to page 2. That's what that is. Over 50% of it is that. But am I allowed to have the same page that has the same purpose? Yep. And it's a philosophical debate as to whether the top SEO blog writing tools is the same idea as a general SEO blog writing tools. It's not the same idea. And quite frankly, the more pages you build, the better it is, especially when you're using AI to build it. Again, the on-page agent that I had, the keyword competitive analysis built into it, that will also build pages and write them automatically for you and fix magically all the SEO scores. That's also being rewritten from scratch and coming soon as well. When you're building with AI, you can build fast and then you're good. But again, it has to be a good AI that's been trained how to do this. You cannot just have ChatGPT doing it. You will certainly fail. You will fail at SEO if you're just using ChatGPT. You might as well, I'll save you some time and some heartache and a lot of money and effort. Go get a job at a marijuana dispensary or a liquor store right now. Those are industries that will be depression resistant, most likely, and you will still get money. And hey, you'll have ample access to weed and booze. I mean, you'll have the self medication there that you need, and you'll have money coming in. So there you go. Maybe you can work your way up, be a manager, or buy your own franchise for one of those and make a killing. There you go. Okay, the meta description, over optimized or too long. It is over optimized. I showed you it had an EMQ in it, so that is a serious problem. Logic core validation, natural H2s comparison table. You want to rename the H2s to represent the entities, tools being discussed, rather than generic features. Why our AI is fast, best workflow for automation, best for keyword research, best for budget teams is what it's talking about. This is the idea that you are not just giving what it's detecting as kind of a sleazy sales page. Topical authority, the cluster. Logic core validation, build supporting content. Do not let this page stand alone. Support it with a cluster. Nope, wrong. Wrong. See, again, it's so hard to tell the AI how SEO actually works because every person out there thinks that this is a thing. And it is. It's a thing in that the sense that there is one topical authority you need, right? It is your index page. Your index page is here. You link to all your ranking pages. That is it. There's certain other things you need to do in here in the internal linking. I don't have time to teach all that. I do have courses on that. Email me at joshbachynski.com. Okay. So then it gives you an action plan. Great. So that's what that guy found. I'm kind of building both simultaneously to see which one I like better. I personally like this one better. It's more nuanced. But a lot of people just like a list. Josh, give me a list. This one actually was able to get the rest of the data from Data for SEO. This one is not working with Data for SEO for right now. For some reason, I'm not entirely sure why. But for some reason, it won't actually show the page for some reason. So I'll say to this, okay, hold on. And so this is the problem with this. So again, now I'm going to pivot to vibe coding really quickly. For those of you who think I can vibe code this, I don't need this. I'm telling you, the headache. You see how crazy my hair is? This is making me insane, right? I've fixed this 20 fucking times. This has cost me $50, $100 on Replit, just fixing it again and again and again and again and again. Replit is just as bad at some point as AI Studio. And quite frankly, they're all bad. Cursor is just as bad if you don't structure it right. All of them, Claude, all of them are just as bad at some point. I guess you have to have focus on the screen for it to load. I guess that was the problem. Okay. All right, great. Well, this has a lot more information then. So let me, can I do it like this? Can I take it like this? Yeah, okay, that's the light mode version. Let's go, I like dark mode personally. Let's go to dark mode here, boom. Okay. Okay, so I hope I'm not sure. Good. Again, it shows the backlinks, the search results, the search volume for this particular query that it chose for it, critical and high priority issues. Again, don't be insulted, but I have it. The score is pretty. The score is pretty aggressive, but it's tough love to help people get better there. So hopefully you guys can read this and see this. Let me move this over here a little bit just to make sure you guys can see the whole thing. So I think my face is over on this side here. Okay, here we go. So one action item here, critical action item. Again, the EMQ, the title tag is not the current is SEO blog writing tool, not SEO blog writing tools. So maybe fine if that's your EMQ, great. So you've got this right. Boost your blog with AI-powered content tools. That's fine. There's no date signal, however. The meta description, you don't need to short it. Ignore this. That's not really a problem. But you can't say SEO blog writing tools in the meta description. So that is a problem, right? Can't have the EMQ in there. So for this guy, he's saying rationalize heading structure. Cut the H2 count from 24 to 10. It is too many H2s, right? There is something called the DOM structure, the Document Object Model Structure. It is a course that I teach. It is a ranking factor, an important one. It was automatically built into my old tool, SEO Copilot. I will try to build it into the on-page agent as it moves forward. You can't, I'm just going to say it exists. You can email me and ask about it if you like, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. But you need to look at tens of thousands of lines of code and extract it into an object model, and then you need to do heavy logic on it from there. Google is comparing the genetic fingerprint of every page to every page, and it is racist. If you have a genetic profile of XYZ, and that's who is top ranking in this, then you need a genetic profile of XYZ to rank there. If your genetic profile is ABC, it won't let you rank there, to use a metaphor. Sorry, another aggressive metaphor. But that's the idea, right? So this is kind of helping you in that regard, saying, hey, you need to avoid heading stuffing and too many headings anyway. Okay, so then it's also talking about trim in-content internal links. So here's the problem, is that in-content links, now I don't know, did it get this right? Let's check out this page. Did it actually get it right? Do I see in-page links here? In-content links, I don't really see any. So it might be wrong. Here's an in-page link, but that's fine. That's your purchase link. That's fine. So that's all fine. And we do have some benefits and limits and things like that here. We do have some of these things. So you just really have to restructure it, really, at the end of the day. But again, remember, my tool is still learning. It's still in an infancy state. Yeah. Okay. We definitely need the semantic, helpful, experience, expertise keywords. We need to make sure we have the AI overview sub questions, sub queries that are going to be talked about there. Remember, I haven't talked about that yet. Remember, every search Google does has a set of every query Google does, it's called a query, has a set of sub queries, right? So if I search for kitchen rental Granite Bay, the sub queries that are automatically appended to that for that particular for kitchen rental Granite Bay, for that particular one, are how much does a kitchen rental cost in Granite Bay? Who are the what does it entail? What things do I have to watch out for? Who are the recommended providers? Those are the subqueries that are due to the knowledge graph already populated. So you can't modify the knowledge graph. All you can do is reflect the knowledge graph now at this point. That's something I wanted to say earlier, which I remember now. You can't really influence the knowledge graph. You can add a new entity to it, like when this forensic tool becomes available or CVR predictor becomes available, it'll be this is a tool, CVR predictor, which is a tool, another entity made by another entity, Josh Bachynski, that kind of a deal. Those are all entities, and it'll have the knowledge graph will have that knowledge, i.e. it'll have those semantic entity relationship connections. That's as far as you can go. Can I change it to think in the knowledge graph portion by using knowledge graph SEO that I'm the top SEO? Not anymore. I did. If you search my name in Google, you're going to see that I'm synonymous with search engine optimization. So you can see here, I am synonymous with it. That was from knowledge graph SEO, but you can't really do that anymore. It doesn't exist. It doesn't really exist anymore. You can't really do that anymore. This was an old trick you can't do. And so all this stuff here as well about how I'm a TEDx talker, philosopher, university teacher, technologist, and CEO, all true from the old website, which should be down now. This company no longer exists. I don't know why this website still exists. The company's dead. But anyway, for reasons that have nothing to do with me, that I will not mention any further. They got all those entities. So you could fill in these entities to some extent, but you really can't modify it to the extent that people are saying you need to do this schema stuff so it gets put in the knowledge graph. That's complete horseshit. One, it doesn't have to go in schema. If it's going on the front-facing page, it'll go in the knowledge graph. Two, you can't really modify the knowledge graph anymore, and that's not really how SEO works. So you're off on a wild goose chase. You're going to be spending time and money on something that's not going to help you rank. I'm here to help you rank, and I want to hear back from you how well it goes. So anyway, so there are subqueries for every query that the knowledge graph has determined. It's not the people also ask. Do not use the people also ask. It used to be, it's not anymore. It's not the people also ask. You need to use an AI to analyze the knowledge graph, looking at tens of thousands of pages to determine what the subqueries are. And I'm building, again, my old SEO Copilot did that. I'm rebuilding the on-page agent from scratch. It will also do that as well. Some of this stuff, some SEO you just can't do unless you have AI. And that's just the way that it is. But it doesn't mean you can go to Perplexity and do it. You can't, sorry. It doesn't mean you can go to any of these LLMs and ask them a question. You will get an answer. The answer will be hallucinated. That is to say, totally made up. That is to say, totally based on the generic information that sadly suffuses the internet is what will happen. Okay. So again, review internal anchor text to remove exact match or partial match keyword anchors. If there's any SEO blog writing tool or close variants in the internal links, that will be a problem. You cannot. This is where you over optimize, right? People think it's over optimization to put the EMQ in the URL on the title. Wrong. That's the only places they can go and should. They're the main naming places. Now, Google changes that year after year. Sometimes they test it being over optimization. Sometimes they remove it. We've seen this signal happen a million times in SEO University. Go back and forth, but it seems like it's sticking. There's all kind of reasons why it would stick. It's the best way to tell the AI what your page is about by the specificity of the URL and the title. And the AI will analyze it from the page anyway. But the EMQ linking is a problem. That's where you can over-optimize. So don't shoot yourself in the foot. Do not use EMQ links. If you can avoid it, don't do it internally, and never, ever do it in external linking, except for something you must do, which again, I can't get into the complete theory of external linking. Again, I have a 2 or 3 hour course on that. It would take me forever to talk about it. Email me and ask me any quick questions. I'll help you out as quickly as I can. But so email me on questions about that. Okay, so again, you need an expert author profile, which I mentioned. You want to have, notice that there are no reputable nearest seed PageRank NS, which is truly a thing. Links here, which is still a problem. And again, the traffic issue, which I mentioned previously. I can't remember if it was when the audio was messed up. The traffic thing is also an issue there as well. You need to have fresh, sticky traffic. And if you have to get paid or email blasts to do it, sadly, it cannot be Google traffic. It can be Bing traffic, though, and you can use CVR Predictor for Bing traffic as well, at least for determining conversion rates. I'll have to get the Bing API working after I get the Google Ads developer API working to get a sense of what the CPC is in Bing for these kinds of things, and for ChatGPT, for whatever else offers keyword traffic. Although you don't really have to worry about that because, quite frankly, Google still has 90% of all internet traffic. ChatGPT, which is by far the biggest AI out there, and it only has 0.5% of all internet traffic. Now, 0.5% of internet traffic is a huge amount. It's hundreds of thousands of searches. It can be huge, but it's just nerds like me using it. It's nerds like us using it. People are not using it for buying decisions yet, and maybe never. They're still using Google for that. Google is still the place to be by far. If you wanted to get out of Google and go to the next biggest search engine, you wouldn't go to Bing. You'd go to YouTube, which is by factors of 10 bigger than Bing. Then you'd go to Bing. Then you go to ChatGPT in that order. And then everything else is so far away from those, it's not even worth looking at or thinking about. I know there's a lot of people out there who are like Perplexity is the thing, but this is like 1993 of people being like Mozilla is the browser. I hate Internet Explorer. It's that irrelevant to how things are going to play out over the next few decades. All right, guys. So I'm going to end that there. I've been talking a long time. Sadly, I had a technical difficulty earlier. So I'm going to end that there. Again, if you need help with your SEO, please, again, email me here at joshbachynski@gmail.com. I want to help you. I want to help you guys out. I have no problem answering a quick 5-minute question. Go ahead and email me. I have no problem answering a quick question for helping you guys with your SEO. And guys, so also have a newsletter. If you want access to the newsletter, email me and I can give you the subscription link. I should probably have all that here. I will eventually learn how to do this YouTube thing. I've only been running a YouTube channel for 16 years, so I should figure out how it works. I couldn't give two shits how YouTube works. I'm focused on the SEO. I'm focused on making the money. I'm focused on internet marketing. I'm focusing on learning how SEO and internet marketing actually works, and vibe coding now how that actually works, and teaching people how to do it. All right, guys. So thanks very much for listening and watching. That will be the end of the show. Let me check to see quickly if there are any questions. Is there any questions here? Yes. Awesome. So he says it's working now. Awesome. Thanks. Thank you, Bjorn. If you have any more questions about that particular site, let me know. And Joe says, is the new tool replacing SEO Copilot? Yes and no. It's in functionality. Yes, it'll have a lot of the same functionality, but I have to rebuild it from scratch. So it is being rebuilt from scratch, which is a good thing. And so that's how that's going to go. All right, guys. So thanks very much for asking all your questions. Again, if you have any other questions to ask, please